it's Shayna, and this is my podcast, Hot.Mess.Knits. Thank you for those that have come back to watch me again, and thank you for you that are new to my podcast. Not that I've been around too long. This is my episode 3, and I figured with it being the end of January and, you know, sneaking into February here soon, that it would be fun to do kind of a themed podcast, slightly anyway, and do some like Valentine's Day craft stuff. So I do have two that I finished already, and then I have another project in mind that I'm going to be working on in the upcoming week, because it's a little more decoration type deal, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let me drink a little bit more coffee. Okay, see, do I want to start with whips or FOs? I guess let's do whips. I don't have too much really, actually I don't have anything other than this blanket. I've been bad. I worked on it a little bit, and then I set it aside because I was so excited on my other projects that I didn't crochet a whole lot. But, I mean, I moved the progress keeper after I showed you guys last time, so I moved it, you know, to the top of where I was, and so since the last time I podcasted, I got a little bit. So, it's getting bigger. I think maybe the next couple days or the rest of this week, I'll probably really try to hold down and get a lot of this done. The next 2 days here in Western New York, it's supposed to be really freaking cold out, like in the negative 20 with the wind chill or something like that. So I'm not sure if my kids will have school canceled or not. But you know, working on a blanket if it's cold out, heck to the yes. That is always a good idea in my book. But yeah, that is like my only whip, like that I have actually, you know, started and ongoing. So I guess we'll go over to finished objects. I've only got one sock to show because I put these on this morning, and my cat apparently left a little mess on the floor for me, kind of like a hairball, a little spit up, and I didn't catch it until my foot was like wet. That's gross. So I'm gonna be washing that today. So I'll show you the other one. These are the vanilla Latte socks, and they turned out really nice. They fit perfectly. They're soft. They're made out of the Alpaca socks by Classic Elite Yarns. I mean, they're great. They got that little halo because of the alpaca. And then you could pick what kind of heel you wanted. I picked, what is it called? Partridge heel, I do believe. I think that's what it was called. Because, you know, it's a vanilla socks. I thought that'd be a cool little texture added to it for the heel flap and gusset. And there's probably cat hair, dog hair on my sock because I vacuum every day and it still ends up on my clothes. What you gonna do? 2 dogs and a cat. It happens, right? Shit happens. Alright, so that is my finished sock. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it. And then the last episode, I'm trying to remember. I have a horrible memory. I guess I should have wrote it in my notes. Last episode, I don't know if I had plied the Malabrigo Nube that I had, or if I just showed the single, but it's plied. I got it off, skeined it up, and I just need to set the twist still. But, I cannot wait to use this. I'll have to count the yardage, and I'll put it on the bottom of the screen or something for the yardage that I ended up getting out of it. It was 4 ounce roving. And it looks to be, I don't know, maybe sport weight, DK. It's not a consistent yarn, but, it's pretty dang decent. It's whatever it ends up being, it's going to be beautiful. I'm excited. Alright. And then now I'm going to get into the Valentine's Day things. So I was on Ravelry looking around at patterns, getting ideas, and I came across this adorable pattern, Valentine Love Bunny by, oh, I'm probably going to say it wrong. Well, it says Sabine La Carrere. It's French. I mean, it certainly sounds French, but I can't quite pronounce it. /Anisbee. So here at the top, so maybe that's like a name that she just goes by for her patterns, because at the bottom on the back, it's a free pattern, by the way. I wonder if I can get that to focus or not. No, maybe not. Okay. But anyway, I'll have it down in the show notes, in the description below the video. So I was going to hold off on making those for a little surprise for my kids. I mean, my older two probably could care less because they're teenagers now. But my youngest saw the pattern sitting out, and he was like, Mom, make me one. He's 5. And so he picked out the yarn, and it was this little... He's already been playing with it. There we go. I had to straighten out his arms. And I mean, there's no eyes on the pattern ones, but he wanted eyes on it. And he is just the cutest little bunny ever. It's adorable. So I just used acrylic yarn that I had in my stash. And then the heart was made out of actually my hand spun that I showed you guys, I think, in the first episode. Of just a little colorful tidbits that I had spun myself. And so he picked that out for the heart. And it is just too stinking cute. I love it. Love it. And then, while I was on a kick of those kind of things, he has not seen this yet because I want to give it to him for Valentine's Day. You guys, I can't even. How cute. And the bunny and this guy, it's crocheted. So that's one thing I love about crochet, is it just seems to work up really quickly. I mean, I knocked out these two within, you know, a couple of days. But how can you not love it? Ah! So this is just, you know, more acrylic yarn. This is I'm pretty sure acrylic blend of something. I got it from a yard sale, so I have no idea what it is, but it's got, you know, texture and some like fuzziness to it. And then a little bit of my hand spun yarn and just little parts on here. But he is going to love it. And this pattern also was free on Ravelry. And the name of it is Javier. And I know I'm going to say this wrong, but I'm going to try. El Cazador de Monstruos, which means the hunter of monsters in Spanish. At least I'm assuming it's Spanish. But it is so cute. It says, Javier is a pudgy and fun-loving monster who is in need of a friend like you. His favorite activities include croquet, dancing with the hokey pokey, and beating up those pesky monsters under the bed. It's so cute. So my little guy is going to absolutely love it. It's so cute. So Javier, I could have sworn I wrote down. Oh, okay. So Javier the pattern is made by Jamie George on Ravelry. Love it, love it, love it. All right, and that's honestly all I've got for whips and finished objects. It's not a lot, but I just wanted to pop on and be able to, you know, even if it's a shorter video, you know, whatever. But I did want to show you guys things that I'm going to be making, you know, casting on. I had seen Yarn Hoarder's podcast on her idea of, you know, buying bins and you know, getting the pattern printed out and putting it with the yarn into the bins. So, you know, and she's like, okay, what am I gonna make next? Grab a bin, it's already set up, you know, that's, you know, things that she wanted to make. I love the idea. However, I'm one to reuse things. Yeah, the bin idea is great, but, you know, sometimes when you're short on money, you improvise and find things that work. So, like, this used to be like a tangerine box of oranges. So, you know, none of them, you know, gushed or leaked all over, so reuse. So this ended up being like a little project box, I guess. So this has the things that I made the bunny out of. So it's got, you know, the eyes, the yarn, my crochet hooks, but it works really nice just to, you know, for just in the house. If I'm going somewhere, obviously I'm not going to bring like this wooden box. I'll put it in a project bag. And then for Christmas, my husband and I got a new comforter. So I saved the bag it came in. And this is where I put different like reused boxes and bins for projects that I'm going to make. So in, because I'm not pulling that out, all those little cotton balls, cotton yarn balls, I should say, those are going to be, I figured I would make some more scrubby, because I made one, but I mean, I used it a lot, and it's just looking a little rough. And I wash it, but it's still, you know, it'd be probably good to have a few made. So that's something that I have on my queue. I'm going to be making some of those scrubbies. And then this is the one I'm going to be making here real soon because I want it done before Valentine's Day. I want to be able to use it for decorations. Is this adorable pattern from, she goes by Twinkie Chan, and it's a free pattern off her blog, and it's just a Valentine's Day garland. So that's gonna be super cute. I want to make it, hang it up somewhere in the house, probably in my main walking in area. And I'll definitely post pictures on my Instagram of that once I have it up. But this is what I plan on using. It's just bits and pieces of some fun colors. Just thinking of like those little candy hearts. And then she uses felt for the lettering. I don't have any, and they're like, the closest Walmart is 40 minutes away. So I'm not gonna drive all the way to Walmart just for that. So I'm just going to use yarn, and I'm going to kind of like embroider it on. It works, hopefully. Hopefully it'll work. But that is something that I will be working on very, very soon. And then once that's done, then I'll probably start working on those dishes. Put that in there. And then after the Valentine's Day stuff, I am going to, I think, cast on for this sweater. It is gorgeous. I can't even. I love it. It is Dark Water by Jennifer Steingass. And she goes by Knit Love Wool. Knit period Love period Wool. But it is a beautiful pattern. It is not a free pattern. I bought that one off of Ravelry. So inspiration on like, hey, I'm going to cast on a sweater, is I won this on a giveaway on Facebook from Long Meadow Farm. The Wool Rooms yarn is hand dyed. It is a one-of-a-kind colorway, 600 yards, and it is a fingering. And, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a shawl. And then I thought, you know what, I do want to make more shawls, but if I could find other yarn in my stash to go with this, and that I have enough yardage to make a sweater, that would be awesome. Because I was mentioning that, you know, you gotta get a good bit of yarn for sweater quantity. So I was like, you know, if I can get this to go with something else, and I can make a sweater out of stuff that I already have, then hell yeah. So I dug in my stash, and I had this from a couple of years ago when I was subscribed to the Yarn Box subscription box. And so this is Faithful Beauty. That's the colorway in Bugga. Hello, can I grab it? The Verdant Gryphon. So that is the company that, I mean, I've had this for a couple years and I still have not used it. But I mean, beautiful maroonish, reddish colors. So I'm hoping that when I work them up together that they look okay. So that is the plan for that. I'll have to just figure out how I'm going to lay out the colors in the sweater and how I'm going to blend them in. And then as far as the fair aisle, or the color work part of it, I've got this skein of Knit Picks Bear Peruvian Highland wool that I dyed myself for fun. And it's got some of that purple on it and red, and so I thought this might look really cool as the color work part. Just, you know, crazy pop of color. Maybe this is going to be a total hot mess, but I'm going to try. I mean, at worst comes to worst, I got to frog it, and then I'll have to find another project for it, right? You know, why the hell not? Might as well give it a whirl. But I'm super excited and nervous because I don't want to mess it up. But see, that's why I'm definitely going to gauge swatch for this, because that's going to be a lot of freaking work, and I don't want to have to frog it because it's too small or way too big, or I run out of yarn because I didn't gauge swatch. You know, whatever. So I want to make sure I do that right. And then I did just want to show a little bit more on this Long Meadow Farm. It's actually here in New York, Freedom, New York, and which I discovered she's not all that far away from me. So she actually included in here about an open house in March that I'm totally going to go to, which is actually in Mount Morris, New York. Oh, sounds so cool. Where's the information? I just need it. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Alright, so here's her information if you guys want to check her out. I don't know if that's focusing enough or not. I'm sorry, guys. I'll have all the information below in the description box anyway of everything. But yeah, that's Sandy and Tom Long of Long Meadow Farm, the wool room at Long Meadow Farm. But yeah, so cool. I never win anything, so I was happily surprised when I saw that I won this. Beautiful yarn. All right. Well, that's all I've got. So this is, I mean, it's about the same length as my other videos. A little shorter by a couple minutes. But that's it. So my question for you guys is, are you guys doing any Valentine's themed gifts? Share in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are working on. If not anything that's Valentine's Day themed coming up, I don't know, just let me know what you're working on that's not Valentine's themed. I like talking to you guys. It's always fun. That's probably the best part of this, is just chit-chatting about fun crafty things. All right. Well, until next time, I'll probably do another episode in a week or two, depending on what progress I make. If I don't have anything really to share, then it's like, wah, wah, wah. What's the point? So we'll see in a week or two. I'll make another episode, put it up. You guys can find me on Instagram and follow me along on there. Hot.Mess.Knits, with period in between Hot.Mess.Knits. Or you can find me on Ravelry too. Shenad, S-H-E-N-A-D. That is my username on Ravelry. Let me know if you guys think it would be a good idea to do a Ravelry group on there. I'm totally new to that. But, I mean, if there's interest, I'll certainly look into, you know, opening it up, and maybe that's something that we could get into. All right, well, until later, my friends. Peace out.